All right, there's been some students that have asked me to do a quick tutorial on how to work Desmos. And so I'm just going to kind of run through what needs to be done. So this is week 5. I'm actually going to put that here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just look at some of the common practice problems from each one of these common practices. And then I'm going to have a video right here. This video will be linked right here on the week 5 material. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to graphing quadratics in standard form. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this function right here, h of x equals x squared plus 2x. And we're going to come over here to Desmos. And we are going to plug that into here. So we get this function right here. And if you notice on the con practice, I have to drag this vertex to the correct spot. And I also have to drag this dot to the correct spot too, so that I get the exact same parabola as I have right here. So a couple things that we need is we need this vertex right here. We need to know what is that vertex. So if you have your parabola here, all you simply have to do is just simply click right there. It'll drop that point on and you can see it. So I'm going to go back to my con practice and I'm going to put that on, what was it, -1, -1. And it looks like it is right there. Okay, so we have that point in the correct spot. I'm not going to move that point. Any move I do is going to be with this point over here. So if we look right here, another good point would be the y-intercept or this x-intercept right here. On Khan Academy, if you notice, I cannot go in between two different numbers. So like if I go right and left, it jumps from one number to the next, no decimals. So when I look at numbers, I have to have whole numbers here and here. All right, so either one of those would be fine. I can drag it to 0, 0 right there, or I can drag that dot over here to -2, 0, and that would also work. If I check my answer, there we go, we got it right. Next question. Got a fraction, that's not really that big of a deal though. H of x equals -1/3 x squared plus 2x minus 4. So a couple things are going to stay the same here. -1/3 x plus 2x, was it plus 4? No, minus 4. That's important. Okay. So again, same deal. I need to find the vertex. That's always the important point. 3, -1. So we're going to go over to 3, down to -1. That dot is now locked in, not going to change that one. And then another good point here would be the y-intercept. Right here it's at 0, -4. So I'm going to come drag this dot over here to 0, -4, and then check my answer. I think that's enough for graphing in standard form. Let's go back to vertex form and graph a couple in that format. It's going to be the same process. The only difference is you're going to have different looking functions. And so this one says f of x. We're going to change this to f and just kind of go back and forth just to make sure you have everything right. This is going to be -1/2 x, and we're going to need to delete a lot of this. So 1/2 parentheses x minus 2 squared. So x minus 2. Remember to get the x squared, the squared, hit shift 6. And then a -4 after the squared outside the parentheses. And there's my parabola. Okay, again, I'm going to look for the vertex. That's right here, 2, -4. So we go over to 2, down to -4. And then the y-intercept, right here at 0, -6. Come drag this down to -6. My answer, and that's good there. So next question, we have -2 and then x minus 1 squared minus 4. Just so you know, you can either leave this as f of x, you could put it as y. Notice here it has y here. You don't have to change that. As long as it's either f of x or y as your beginning of the function, you'll be fine. So I'm just going to leave it as f of x. So -2, so let's delete that. Put a -2 there. There was a -1 here and a -4 there. It looks like we're good. Okay, so we get that. I'm going to hide that keyboard. So again, Clicking on my vertex should bring up a dot right here, 1, -4. So, and then we also have a y-intercept of -6 again. Okay, so 1, -4, and -6 for my y-intercept. So 1, -4, and -6, and there we go. I think that's enough for vertex form. Let's go on to factored form. Again, these are just going to look a little bit differently. This one says g of x. Doesn't really matter if that's g or f. When I go plug it into Desmos, I'm just going to leave it as f just to save me one thing to change. So we have two sets of parentheses, x plus 2, x plus 6, and then a 2 outside the parentheses. So let's get rid of that. This is going to be a plus 2. And then this is going to be, let's see here, that's going to change things, isn't it? Okay, there we go. And then x plus 6. Plus x, and then change this to 6. Oops. And there we go. Just to double check to make sure I got it exactly the same as what practice is showing. Again, same thing. Looking for the vertex -4 and -8. Let's scroll down here, -4, -8. There we go. And the y-intercept. Okay, now this is a problem right here. Okay, the y-intercept is 0, 24. We've been using that point quite a bit, but I can't go up to 24. I can't plot 24. It only goes up to 9. So if that happens, where your y-intercept is well above what we can actually plot on the con practice, what I would recommend doing is coming back down here and looking at your x-intercepts and see if those are good. So it's either x-intercept or y-intercept. I'd start with y. That usually works, but in this case it didn't. So we're going to drag our second dot to -6, 0, or -2, 0, either one. -6, 0 is there. And there we go. All right. Next question. Let's do one more. 1/8. So we got a fraction out here. It's going to make this a nice wide parabola. 1/8 x minus 6 x plus 2. We have the x plus 2 already. I can just put the -6 right here. And again, same thing. There's my vertex 2, -2. My y-intercept, here's another problem. My y-intercept is -1.5. Again, I can't use that because I can't do 1.5 right here. I can't. It's either 1 or 2. I can't do 1.5. Okay. So vertex again was 2, -2. Let's put that down, 2, -2. So again, in this instance, I would use the x-intercepts here. So I can either plot it at 6, 0 or -2, 0. And there we go. Check, and we got the right answer. So I hope that helps. I hope that you can get this done. A lot of this graphing stuff can be done on this Desmos. Really cool program. It's free and works out really well for most of what we want to do. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, but that's all I have for you in this video.